Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kartmasters Grand Prix weekend. Senior Rotax Race 10 is coming up next. It's Heat 2 of the weekend for the class. Let's take you through the full starting lineup. Matthew Higgins and Tom Adams going from the front row. George Holbrook and Lucas Ellingham going from row 2. James Lowther and George Donald go from row number 3, rounding out the top 6. Tristan Rennie and Austin Lee go from row 4. Oakley Pryor and Bradley Barrett go from row 5, rounding out the top 10. Jack Steadman and Jamie Pirelli round out row number 6. The next 3 rows see Neo Clark and Morgan Porter go from row 7, Leo Brown and Ben Folland on row 8. Sam Longley and Teddy Pritchard-Williams go from row number 9. Gus Lawrence and James Lingard round out the top 20 on row 10. Pearson Bullock Carter and Miles Barthorpe go from row 11. Alfred Gallagher and George Hunter round out row number 12 with Will Ellswood and Aidan Evans on row 13. Stefan Kazmarzik and Sam Light on row 14. Omar Ganormi and Danny Shields go from row 15, rounding out the top 30. Enzo Dinkenberg and Christopher Harris go from row 16. Zayn Salim round out the 33 protagonists in this next race. Senior X30, and one of them looks like a Coles. It's going slowly.
Yes.
That looks like James Lowther? No.
Let's have a little look. It is Oakley Pryor. Great to hear from Sam Pooley karting, the 2014 Minimax Grand Prix champion. Sam's coming on Sunday, so he'll be on that podium along with 2011 Cadet WTP GP plate holder Gabby Ware and many, many, many more. Oh, here we go, Anthony. We got Wales against England on the front row. Matthew Higgins, Tom Adams. Spoke to Tom in the lunch break. He says he might struggle a little bit in the dry. Again, the last 2 years, he's been racing KZ2 gearbox karts. He was fine in the wet. Here we go, into the tram lines. Lights are out, we're off and racing. Higgins has the lead. Adams gets shovel wide. Oh, Tom's over the grass. Hold on to it, Tom. He comes back on. And, and now he's got his tyres have got residual moisture on them, so he's running there. He is in the bright red race suit, the number 17 kart. But now he can at least settle in and get back into some sort of rhythm as the field flood out of turn number 4 down towards hairpin number 1.
Nice start then from the entirety of the grid as they all make their way round hairpin number 1, nice and clean. Into hairpin 2 they go. Look at everyone just taking that right tight inside line there just to stop anyone sending it down the inside. There will be sends down the inside though into the hairpin as it looked like one of the strawberry carts there. Austin Lee in the 72 making moves just in the background. And speaking of more, the number 40 tries to dive down the inside. That's Jamie Pirelli on Tom Adams there. Adams now trying to siphon his way back through the field.
Jamie Brody fix up, look sharp.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Higgins, Holbrook, Ellingham, Lowther, Rennie, Clark, Lee, Steadman, Pirelli, Brown, Porter, Adams, Barrett, Lawrence, Longley, and then Super Ted in P16.
This is the first time we'll have seen the A group for the senior Rotax category. Matthew Higgins, Holbrook, Lowther, Rennie, Pryor, Steadman, Clark, Brown, Longley, Lawrence. All the first time we have seen them out in this race. And again, bit of changes here going on.
Yeah, that's Ellingham up the inside of Holbrook. This is the third position. The 2 Dan Holland racing karts have checked out. They have, they've collected their ticket from the deli, and they're gone.
Yeah. Ellingham gesticulating wildly there with Tristan Rennie. Rennie saying otherwise here, just saying...
Well, Rennie saying in his Scottish accent, what you're talking about, Reed?
Oh, I'm glad you said that, not me.
No, that's fine.
Out of the final corner, and look at the train here forming.
Oh,
I love this.
It's a classic cornucopia of Kartmasters colours, ladies and gentlemen. I absolutely love it. Pirelli and Steadman now battling. They used to be teammates, the Project 1 team, but Pirelli's moved on. Steadman is still there in the red, white and green of the Project 1 colours. He's behind the Hunter Motorsports kart of Morgan Porter, side by side.
Never nice. Bradley Barrett there, getting a little bit wide. Now, Bradley Barrett snuck up behind me the other day, and he pinched the back of my leg. How dare he do such a thing? I shall make sure I get him back.
running it. He's very, very careful walking behind Anthony Jordan, ladies and gentlemen. He's just had spicy meatballs for lunch.
Excellent.
Into the Mike Wilson complex. Here we go. There's the number 227 of Bradley Barrett. And there's Ellingham jumping over the curbs, coming through the final chicane there. The rest of the field coming past us now, flat out under the bridge, going on to the banking. Now, a little bit of recent Kartmasters. Well, no PFI in. The bridge is just known now as the bridge. Originally, when it opened, it was known as the something bridge. What was it? Answers in the live chat. As Tristan Rennie runs wide, maybe he was getting the live chat out to put his answer down. But when this bridge opened back in 2011, it was known as the bridge, the something bridge. What was the name of the bridge when it originally opened?
The
Answers
New Bridge. In
the live chat. No, it wasn't the New Bridge.
Oh.
That's a town in South Wales, New Bridge. Anyway, carry on. It's a battle for third position. There's Jack Steadman going through. Ben Edwards is asking, where can he find a timetable for the weekend? The answer is on the Trent Valley Kart Club website, although if you are looking for a particular race, then put in the comments what you're looking for, and the wonderful wizardry of Alpha Live will tell you in the live chat. Already we've got some answers coming in. I've got to say, that was the easiest trivia question I've thrown out. It was, ladies and gentlemen, yes, the Lichfield Bridge.
And it is to this day still called that.
It's just called the Bridge.
Is it?
Yes. Mark Lichfield at the time was racing for the PF International team.
Right.
And it was called the Lichfield Bridge.
So it's just the bridge now.
I think it's just a bridge. I mean, it might still be. We haven't called it the Lichfield Bridge at Kartmasters for several years.
Well, I've called it 3 times.
Hello. That's getting a bit lively there. Into the Bobby Game corner. Right, Kartmasters. That's Will Ellswood.
Yeah, Ellswood.
Craft Motorsport. Getting involved there. James Lowther sets the fastest lap of the race. We got 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes. We haven't seen the two race leaders for some time. That is because Higgins and Holbrook, the two teammates, are just checking out, and then the battle is on for third position. The racing back in the pack has been superb, and it's still 2-3 wide. And let's have a little look out on... yellow flags waving down towards the banking. We've lost Ben Folland. Ben Folland has just come out of a very slow opening sector. So he's back in the race, but also Omar Ghannoum has had an off as well. The X-Kart driver, number 365 from Dubai. Ghannoum down towards the back of the thing. Enzo Dickenberg has got a fan here from Holland. Now, Enzo has been saying, in his Dutch accent, hello, I cannot wait to be on your paddock show, Anthony and Henry. I cannot wait. I'm a very happy man from Holland, and I'm at PFI for the very first time, yes. And so we will be featuring Enzo in the paddock show at some point. And Astrid, what's my Dutch accent, Astrid? Rated out of 10. There, I think it was a solid 6.5, maybe a 7, yes? Here we go. Higgins, Holbrook, Ellingham, Lowther, Clark, Perilli, Porter, Brown, Lawrence and Barrett, your top 10. Into the first hairpin. Oh, there's a move. Elbows out for George Donald. And into the second hairpin. Now, that's the number 23 kart of George Hunter for Guy Cunnington Racing. And Hunter's under pressure. They're up on two wheels. Number 44, Stefan Kazmarzik, privateer driver from Brighton, makes a good move there. And now Hunter gets forced wide. Now, this is where we can start. Let's have a little look as they come out of...
Red Mist.
Red Mist. Gus Lawrence, fastest lap. The last time Gus raced a Rotax kart was at the Dubai O-Plate in January, and he did very well on the podium for... I think it was the Dojo Moto team he was driving for in Dubai.
Gus also doing double duty.
Yeah, and there we go. Oh, thank you, Astrid. An 8 out of 10.
Oh, well, there you go.
There we go. Thank you very much. Other accents are available. Tristan Rennie, 5-second penalty for the Scotsman. As we into the closing stage now, 2.5 minutes to go. And this is what happens. Suddenly they're battling for third. And now, they're still battling for third, but then the actual snarling battle pack goes down the order a little bit as one driver gets in front and escapes. There's the number 16 kart of Zayn Salim. Spoke to Zayn from Egypt, I believe. He's representing Egypt here from living in the UAE. And there's our two leaders, Trevor Gloyces, Matthew Higgins, and George Holbrook from Spalding in Lincolnshire. So very close. This is George's home track.
There we go. They are still scrapping away, but with no pressure, they are just driving away. This, though, however, on your screen is certainly interesting. Is down the inside there. Again, another change. Morgan Porter making moves. Now Jamie Pirelli down the inside of Lucas Ellingham into hairpin 2. All chopping and changing, and they've just got to be careful that they just don't push it that little bit too hard.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, in the wet, the raining, the racing in the wet is not as close.
No.
Drivers have already had one race. For some drivers, this is their last heat of the day. For half of these drivers, and it just needs to calm down a little bit. Because, of course, if this is, it'll only get more intense as the weekend progresses. So this has been the first race, really, where we've started to see drivers sort of teetering on the edge. In the briefing this morning, Nigel Edwards went hard but fair racing. This morning, hard but fair all morning. This race, hard, borderline. Some of them, and there have been penalties going out. We've had 3 drivers suffer a 5-second penalty in this race. The number 40 of Jamie Pirelli, the number 62 of Jack Steadman, and the number 73 of Tristan Rennie. So again, this is where the Trent Valley Kart Club officials. We've got 35 cameras, not these cameras, ladies and gentlemen, but the stewards have got 35 cameras that they can watch and observe through, as well to make decisions, on-track decisions, in addition to the race directors out on track. And this is where Trent Valley Kart Club have got some of the best team in British karting, in my opinion. There's a move. That's Gus Lawrence picking up what is 7th place from Neo Clark.
Fastest lap of the race on that last lap as well from Guzzi, so he's looking pretty sharp out there. Like you were saying, he was quick in the Rotax earlier on.
That's Porter going through. Morgan.
Yeah, on Pirelli.
A double Kartmasters champion. Won 2020 in Senior Rotax, the same year that he won the British title in Senior Rotax. Here we go. How long does it take people? Well, what other class did Morgan Porter win in Kartmasters, ladies and gentlemen? It was a class that was only run at this event once. Answers in the live chat, and Thomas Fleming is quite right. The mixed grids that we had last year were a bit too chaotic, and I think that's why we reverted to this format this year. But yeah, Morgan Porter, double Kartmasters champion, Senior Rotax in 2020. What other GP plates did Morgan Porter win? It was a class that was only run once. Here, answers in the live chat. Here we go. Final lap. Matthew Higgins has not been put under any pressure from his teammate George Holbrook. George just quite happy to sit. George in the number 49. He is 13th in this year's British Championship at the moment. Higgins leads the British Championship standings. And Higgins was second in the Rotax International Challenge last weekend at Le Mans.
I think you gave another easy question there.
Well, got to save my good stuff for Saturday and Sunday, haven't I, DJ?
That's very true. Very true.
Checkered flag comes out. Matthew Higgins, George Holbrook, then a long, aching gap back to James Lowther, who comes home in third. Had a Morgan Porter, Jamie Pirelli, Lucas Ellingham in 6th position. Gus Lawrence, Neo Clark, Leo Brown for Jack's Motorsport finishes 9th, and Tom Adams in 10th. Then we have Bradley Barrett, followed by Will Ellswood, Austin Lee, Tristan Rennie, Teddy Pritchard-Williams, Pearson Bullock-Carter, Miles Barthorpe, George Donald, Ben Folland. The top 20 rounded out by Jack Sedman. Someone says, Sam Woolley says, someone slowed down Holland Racing down. Well, that's down to the other drivers. The other drivers have got to get their act together, Sam. And there's a smiling Matthew Higgins. taking the win in Senior Rotax. Now, that is the day over for half of those drivers. They completed both their heat races. For the other half of the drivers, they've still got one race to go. So, Senior Rotax, that was race number 10. Looking down the order, some of drivers that might be new to you viewers on Kartmasters. Let's have a little look. There's the top 14. Austin Lee, probably the youngest driver here in seniors. Now, there is privateer driver James Lingard's third, Sam Light in 25th, Danny Shields from the UAE in 26th position. Further back, there's Zayn Salim from Egypt, Enzo Dickenberg from Holland in 29th, Omar Ghannoum in kart number 365, another driver from the UAE finishing in 30th position. Oakley Pryor, we saw his kart at the start not going very well, and the wagon did not roll and the wagon stopped. Again, 3 drivers getting penalties in race, and of course after the race, you know, other issues are looked at as well. So hopefully that's the thing, you know, crack down on it hard now, and then Sunday it's still sensible.
Yeah, and that does give us the first run of the classifications as well. On Friday, Lucas Ellingham would lead those with 9 intermediate classification points from Morgan Porter, Tom Adams and Jamie Perilli. That may change with Perilli's 5-second time penalty being added to him. He would drop down to P9 at the end of that race. And
it'll also change with other drivers still having their second heat race
later on, yes.
So the drivers that have done both heats so far, Lucas Ellingham and Morgan Porter lead the way in Senior Rotax. Here.